Welcome to Hangman Tarot. We're going to get started here in just a minute. Of course, I have to mess with, the camera. Hold on. Fix my lighting here so I don't look crazy. Okay, we're going to get started. So Ben Affleck and Jennifer Lopez, we're going to get into their celebrity tarot card reading. Please go ahead and hit subscribe to Hangman Tarot if you would, and please, thank you. Other than that, go ahead and click that bell so you don't miss any of my notifications. I will go over all of the other information as soon as we get to the very ending of this video. So go ahead and hit subscribe. I'm going to shuffle and get going on our astrology here. Jennifer Lopez. Jennifer Affleck, was born, let's say, July 24th, 1969. I have to say that was a really long time ago, and she looks about younger than my eldest daughter. Like, she looks like a little girl. Especially in her wedding photos. I will get to that in just a minute, though. I'm just jumping ahead. I'm excited about the reading. So here, let's get into the rest of it. Bronx, New York, United States. She's a Leo Scorpio, and her ascending is a Libra. Birth path is an 11. And Miss Lopez, or Mrs. Affleck, is also known by her nickname J-Lo. And she's an American actress, singer, dancer, and fashion designer, producer, and a businesswoman, above all else. She began appearing in Fly Girl in 1991. So that's how long and how far back. I remember her in 97 with Selena. That's when I first kind of was introduced to Jennifer Lopez. Ben Affleck was born Tuesday, August 15th, 1972, and he was born at 2:53 a.m., Berkeley, California, United States. He's a Leo and a Scorpio also. So they are a double Leo and a double Scorpio. I know it seems like they wouldn't be fitting each other, but you would be surprised. And the ascending here is Cancer. Birth path is 6. Yes, he's 6'3.5", and she's literally, can you get this? She's 5'6". I'm taller, or no, I'm shorter than her, actually. But he's 6'3.5". So that is a huge, it's like short girl problems for sure. He's an actor. He's Benjamin Giza Affleck. Bold. Weird. He's got a whole hot mess of a name. And he's better known as Ben Affleck. And he's an American actor, film director, producer, and a screenwriter. And he's also first came to attention for his performances in Kevin Smith's films, such as Mallrats, Chasing Amy, and Dogma. And I was kind of, around in, 1997 for Good Will Hunting. That's when I was aware of Ben Affleck because of him and Matt Damon. Anyway, we are going to get started. So I'm going to do a current energy with these two, but first I want you guys to congratulate them because I honestly didn't think that they were going to get married. I did put on my last reading, though, that I kind of thought that they would downsize or they'd shut the wedding down because of the situation that was at hand with Ben Affleck and his ex, Jennifer Garner. There was an issue. There was an argument. He had said something. People were pissed and blah, blah, blah. You name it. J-Lo definitely was like, you know what? Let's just downsize this. Let's just a tad. I'm just giving that a guess. I don't even know a thing about their wedding. All right. I am going to do a love reading between the two of them. So if you're curious to know what's going on inside of their situation, their nuptials, and the morning after, how they're feeling. So we're going to get a current energy with these cards. And then I'm going to confirm through tarot cards, get all the juicy gossip, get all of the information. One more shuffle. Okay. These are the slickest cards I've ever met in my entire life. Ooh, that's weird. I wonder why that card came out. We got the moon card so far. The moon card is upright, which is so weird. Some sort of reflection or evaluation, something of, could be just intuition or revelations. Maybe it's because they the revelation of the wedding. Who knows? All right, we got our Hanged Man. That's in reverse. Okay. Okay, so we have our Moon. We have our Awakening card, Hangman. We have our Four of Pentacles. That's in reverse. So is Hangman. And then Four of Wands, and that's in reverse. All right. All right. So I feel like somebody kind of felt out of control in the situation. There was someone who felt a little bit out of control. Somebody in the situation is pretty frugal. Usually they're kind of like a tight ass, but this time they kind of just went all out. So currently just in a place, almost like kind of like reviewing maybe the coins that were spent during the situation. But I definitely feel like there was kind of a selfishness, or maybe not so much of a changed perception of what something should be within this relationship. I definitely feel like, especially with this new relationship, or the potential or the opportunities that are in the relationship, I definitely think there's less contentment than we think and less celebration. I don't know what any of that means, but we're going to find out, because there's definitely some sort of reveal, and that again could have a lot to do with anything really. So let's find out through our tarot. That's interesting. You know, it's so weird. I looked at those pictures and I know that we want Benifer, or whatever they're called. Balo. Do they call them Belo? Benifer. I know that we want them to be together and happily ever after in their yummy, yummy bliss. But I just have a very strange gut feeling that somebody's not happy in this situation. Wrap my brain. Like, you look like a small little girl. You look, you know, maybe it's just content, but she wanted to be excited. She wanted to be, you know, exhilarated or whatever. I don't know. But something is a little bit amiss, I feel. But again, I don't always have the right answer, darlings. Okay, here we go. Okay, so King of Cups is upright. We got our Five of Wands. It's in a reverse. The Emperor, honey. Got Ace of Pentacles in reverse. Okay, so I do believe. Oof. Okay, with this King of Cups, I'm going to go with this. This is J-Lo over on my left side. On my right side is going to be a bun. Okay. Over here on her side, I feel like when she's thinking about the situation, thinking about, you know, the marriage, thinking about the relationship, just kind of going off good advice, just not wanting to put anything off. So she was trying to act quickly on the emotional connection, or this romantic connection that she has. She was really trying to act as quickly as possible, have lots of motion. She was very decisive, and she got good advice beforehand. But again, it just kind of is very indicative of like not wanting to stop where she was. Okay. Because she's very smart. She's very mature. And she, you know, she's expecting to be met with that, hopefully. As far as emotion, she's definitely exhausted as of right now. And I feel like within the situation, there definitely was some sort of solution. Now she's saying, or she's emotionally feeling like the competition within the situation is just still kind of there. So any kind of, you know, anything that she's looking to build, or future passion, you know, keeping things lit, hot and wild, is going to be something of a competition always, forever, especially with, you know, Mr. Fancy Pants over here, who definitely likes, you know, a hot, wild evening. So I don't blame her, but she's, you know, drop dead gorgeous. But she is exhausted. She's definitely exhausted with kind of like, it was almost like a battle that just was never kind of being won. So the solution is not even a win. Okay. It's not full harmony. It's not at peace. She will always be competing. She will always be fighting. She will always be right there at the door with trying to add action to the situation or to this relationship. Okay. And over on Ben Affleck's end of things, with the Ace of Pentacle in reverse, Emperor in reverse, he definitely, when he's thinking about the situation, he definitely had hesitation in moving forward, which, yes, we all are aware of this. Okay. And he really second guessed the situation. Only because, not because like he didn't want to be there, but he's just very neglectful, very passive. And he didn't really count on it actually kind of like playing out the way it did. And I feel like timing was definitely an issue for him, for sure. So the hesitation and the second guessing was probably, and the timing situation is probably because on her timing, it was time. It was like, let's do this right now. And he was like, whoa, whoa, yeah. I'm not done. I'm not done. I'm not ready. Yeah, he's kind of just over the situation. He's over it. It could, it's this new beginning. It is a new beginning, and it's just like a new home at heart, or new home in general. But I feel like with, yeah, he's not. He's like, yeah, okay. And he's kind of greedy with himself. Like, he's very selfish in that way. Like, that's just who he is. Not who he is, but what life has built Ben Affleck into being is a very selfish individual. He's so cutesy, but she's the loving one in the situation, if you will. And again, he has some rigid thoughts about this emotionally with this connection. He's definitely lacks discipline, and he abuses the authority in the relationship. So I'm getting a sense that she's kind of the dominator of the two. Maybe not, in the sack, or, in the sack. Why did I say that? I think somebody just said that to me, and they were like, what does in the sack mean? Who was that? And they were like, what are we in the 1950s? I'm like, I don't know, but I just said it. There you go. It came out. He has a lot of fear around commitment. Okay. He has a lot of father issues. He has a fear of being a human. Okay. He has a fear of being a father. He has a fear of, playing in this standing in my ground role like he does. He's just that person. And I really feel like when you're a father and you're in this role, you're supposed to be very stable, very sturdy, very conditioned to, take on that dominating masculine role. And it's hard because right now, emotionally, he's got some rigid thoughts about the situation. And the fear of commitment, that is popping up. That's definitely a thing. Well, you're committed now, kind of ish, because you can always get a divorce, I guess, right? Isn't that a thing? All right, how do they see each other? Okay, so she sees him as, ready to keep fighting. She sees him as somebody who has confidence issue that he needs to deal with. So there's, a self-esteem issue over on Ben Affleck's end. And she thinks that he could definitely deal with that. I think it's just time for him to heal. And they both kind of suck. It's just a thing. She's, her thought and her view on him is that you need to heal. Because once upon a time, Miss Ma'am over here actually would hide how she felt, or hide, seeing the actual information or the truth of the situation. So she really wouldn't, anytime she was at a crossroads, she would not look at everything. She wouldn't look at all the aspects that were actually missing so that she could continue forward with or without the relationship. She would have done anything at that point to have him. But now she's actually putting down, the gauntlet, and like, okay, I want to watch the entire fucking movie. Previews, get me the popcorn. I'm here. And if you fuck up, sir, I've been married before. Don't think I won't do it again. Jesus Christ. All right. So over on Ben Affleck, he 10 of Wands upright. I feel like, okay, so he feels like, when he's dealing with Jennifer Lopez, that it's kind of always this uphill struggle. He feels like there's burdens here. There is passion also, but it's, they're packed in full between, with the burdens of that he carries within this. There's a lot of stress for him at work, and it's almost like, what is it that he really needs? That's what he's wondering. He doesn't really worry about like how he sees her. Like, he's just right back into his own self. And I definitely feel like there is a burden here, but that will come to an ending one way or the other. And I feel if he gets more in a direction of, really meeting her, or really seeing her, there's got to be a lot of effort put into this relationship. 2 Leo Scorpios, double. Like, that's ridiculous with this birth path 11, birth path of 6. That is just indicating to me that as long as her lovingness and her consideration can really cover for both, it's going to be fine. But I do feel like this requires a lot of work. And that's kind of what he's probably thinking. He's like, fuck, I don't even like doing this shit for myself. Like, why would I be doing this with you? Like, what am I doing? He needs to open up a little bit more, and things will be a lot safer. I really feel like that. How things really are. What? Okay. I don't want to read this card. I don't want to read this card. No. I don't understand. Okay. I have to say, because of these two cards that just popped up, I really feel now that the reason I felt like that when I looked at her intuitively and I was like, I swiped it off. I was like, yeah, that's not probably it. This marriage was pushed. Now, it could be because of whatever they do for work, or I think it's because it's their like one last shot type of situation. I know they look happy and they look in love and they look this, but like a lot of people have this wonderful look about them, but on the inside of the home or the inside situation, there is a struggle. So I feel like this was like a last case scenario type thing, or, like, let's just try, this and let's see if it works. And if it doesn't, we'll just, get divorced. No big deal. Or I think somebody's movie is coming out. I don't know. I haven't looked. I should check the movie listings. I got to read it. Oh, I don't want to. Okay, I'm going to though. Okay. Over on her end, the real scenario here is that he actually doesn't have any real connection. Yeah, he may really like her. He may really lust or want to, screw her or whatever it is, or really dive deep into their sex. But I feel like if you looked really, really closely here, you would actually see that he really does not have that emotional, that intuitive, that spiritual connect, like that yum, you can't explain. I feel like he could easily explain this situation. I really do. There is issues from unaddressed emotion also between the two, or just from him, not quite sure. It's not something that he brings up. It's not something that he talks about. It is definitely not something that he wants to acknowledge. Over on his end of things, when he's going to be, sitting over here and he's going to start realizing, some self-realization, he's really going to be trying to grasp on, for some sort of redemption. So he is going to try and really dig deep to get that. He wants to redeem himself is basically what I'm explaining here. I feel like he definitely wants to have some true intent. He wants to have some true way to balance this out, because this is love, by accident, but now he's going to try to continue to love with good intent. He's going to try. And he's, inviting him and her, that he's inviting this to be lit up. He's inviting this to be connection. He's inviting this. That's a plus, because I just expressed that I think if he emotionally opened up or spiritually or whatever, I think so something might even be coming up within the next 2 days or 2 months that will really reverse this non-connection, this almost potential breakup, pushing on up. That could even be indicating that that's what was happening right before. You never know. But I really feel like this sucks to have to say all of this, but I really feel like this is where it's at, because this is exactly what I was feeling when I was looking at the pictures. I was like, I really feel like she just went over to like J.C. Penney's and got a dress. Excuse me, you're J-Lo. Does anybody else see this? Okay, am I like, that outfit she was wearing is something that she'd wear at the Kentucky Derby or the fucking mall or, whatever, but not on your wedding. Like, what? Like what? I know one of you beautiful subscribers, one of you beautiful people is going to completely and utterly agree with me. And that will be one person. That'll be enough. Okay, likely outcome here for the next month or so for the two of them. 9 of Pentacles, this 4 of Pentacles in reverse, 10 of Swords. That is an upright position. Alrighty. This is even better, people. It's getting worse. It's getting worse and worse. Okay, so 9 of Pentacles in reverse. I feel like there's definitely going to be a moment of resting, kind of healing here. And I definitely think that, there was a lot of spending probably right up into the point, but they really need to watch their coins. And it's just reckless. It's reckless spending. Could have even been gambling or some sort of a back and forth thing as far as like money, finances, just for no fucking reason, basically. Because that they didn't spend no money on that fucking wedding. Not really anyway. Or the dress. Maybe he gambled all their money away and she had to buy that dress. Somebody is going to be unable to relax within the next month or so, which is very uncomfortable for them, because that really brings a lot of misery into the energy or into the space. And I feel like the money here, it is secure in the relationship when it comes together. So this is okay. That they were, spending a bunch of money, that's fine. But like, I feel like there was an addictive thing behind it. So, and we all know why. Somebody's mind's going to be like extremely closed here. One of their minds is extremely closed here. And I feel like they don't really want to learn how to control, but they're going to try to. They're going to really try how to control themselves when it comes to structure, stability, manifesting, really getting, in the nitty gritty of the physical, even working on the physical, just trying to relate to one another. But by the ending of the month, there's going to be an ending here as far as something is not going to be working here. And again, it's because there was a rush. They shouldn't have rushed it. But again, that's what they did last time. They didn't rush it and it broke up. So I feel like it's just like, it could end up a failure either way. Does that make sense? So I feel like it's almost like there was a hopeless energy that had carried into the nuptials or them getting married. So that will destroy them though, is that hopeless feeling. So somebody feeling like hopeless, like, let's just get married, it's going to fucking fix everything type thing. Like, let's have a baby to fix the house. Like it's not working. You cannot have a baby to create a home. You cannot get married to create someone to like actually love you in a specific way that you need. Maybe just marry not Ben Affleck, anybody. All right. I mean, she's been married a couple, not marry either of them. All right, I am going to get out of here. Come in. I have a couple things to do. I will have some celebrity readings up. Hello. Your general and your love readings will be up within this week and next week also. So please stay tuned for that. Also, if you would go ahead, hit subscribe. Go ahead and click the bell so you get all my notifications for those love and general readings and celebrity readings. If you have a request, leave a comment over on the side here. And remember to click or check out that members button so that you can become a member and get lots of incentive and perks here at Hanged Man Tarot. All right. Goodbye, darlings.